Oof, what a mess, but that's all right. I'll explain it all in a little bit. I mean, I doubt anybody's here yet, being 15 seconds in. But if you are, welcome, thank you, and it's glad to be back live. I'll talk about that a little bit later too, because I've had some people ask. So anyway, things are going pretty good. You can see I got some all sorts of stuff here on the Dogtown Ag Shop. There is some serious cleaning going on in the farm toy room right now. Hey, Chris, um, I've got I don't know. So I have this really bad habit of if something is broken or almost broken or just a little messed up, I tend to keep it and put it in the I'm gonna fix it file. Well, yeah, that seems to never happen. So, pretty much a lot of resin kits and parts and stuff that were maybe good but not great. I went through and threw away today. Now I didn't even throw away any tractors or anything. Let's not get crazy. But anyway, that was kind of what's going on for the most part. Hey Everett, um, yeah, I'm feeling better. I had a small trip to the emergency room Friday, but that was because I was a million degrees and I got super hot. So uh, that was a self-inflicted wound, I think. There, I just got hot. We were doing some outside work, some pretty big and heavy stuff, and I just don't think I was paying attention to what my body was telling me. And by the time I did, it was too late. And so, uh, quick trip to the emergency room, got some fluids. Um, my potassium was low, got some potassium, and I feel pretty good. So, uh, kind of spending Sunday working down here in the basement. Like I said, I've been doing cleanup. I've been doing a lot of 3D printer maintenance this morning. So I've had to buy some new extruders for the Creality CR6 printers and got one of those up and running. It looks like it's printing fantastic. Actually, it looks like it's printing as good as it has printed in quite a long time. Maybe ever. Although I'm saying that I'm not looking at it right now, so we're gonna hope that we're still printing excellent like that. But I have confidence in it the way that everything worked. So we'll see. Um, if you didn't see my Instagram post, or if you didn't see the video about Landon's restoration tractor here, he put up an Instagram post today saying that he's going to do some red ones as well. I think he said was it 856s or 806s? Sorry, I can't remember exactly what he said, but um, if you want something like this in your shop, on your farm toy display, or just on your shelf, get a hold of Landon Woodruff over on Instagram. Highly recommend it. He's a super talented young builder in this world, and he's going to do some really good things down the road in the farm toy world. I know this for sure. Another really good builder um, and good friend of mine, Kyle Noonmaker. This is one of his welders, and check out how cool this thing looks, guys. I'm super impressed with this, so I can't wait to start getting these in some service trucks and on some shops and things like that. It's going to be awesome. Um, so that's one of the things. Kind of got painted up here recently. Hey, Kyle. Well, that was kind of appropriate timing. um, I had this. I did. I don't know. I think I did an Instagram post on this, but I thought I'd bring out the old Barn Series Steiger here to show off a little bit today too, just to kind of, uh, get going or whatever, and kind of get back in the, hopefully in the tractor building mood. Like I said, I was kind of taking the day to finish some things, work on some printers. Tonight is ship a bunch of stuff out night. Um, so there's all that going on. And then we've got to get ready for the Metropolis Farm Toy Show, which is next weekend. So we actually leave Friday morning for that. Pretty excited about that show. Yes, Kyle, and I'll send you some pictures. I don't know if you were here early on. I've been doing a whole bunch of cleanup, and I will send you some pictures of that white planter after the thing here because I've got to dig it out of the little custom planter drawer that I got going on where all of Dogtown's planters get stored. So just haven't made it that far yet because I'm trying to get everything back in workable shape here so that I can kind of work smarter, not harder, and especially with the 3D parts that we're turning out, because we've got some pretty good size orders from some of the wholesalers. We've got some new products that are ready to go, but kind of in need of printing and things like that. Maybe a couple of those I'll probably let maybe the wholesalers debut those as it was maybe their idea. So I'm not going to say an exclusive thing, but definitely going to give them first crack at those, and then we'll see. But like I said, just trying to get things rolling again after, like, quite frankly, a long hiatus of not getting a lot done because I just haven't felt great. Just been dealing with all this, and so like I said, feeling good now, ready to kind of get back into things and start knocking out some projects and toys. So I'm excited about that. Just got back from the Forge. That's awesome. That's always a fun weekend, I bet. Did you make anything cool or get anything done, or are you just kind of working on some different things or whatever? And yes, you can definitely see the restoration set, Sean. It's just super cool. He's just this was such a neat idea, and it's just one of those things you almost see it and you go, oh yeah, I think of something like that. But definitely glad that he did. So here's the back half of the sound guard. He's got the 3-point on there, the actual good looking hitch there. Then you've got your bottle jacks on a piece of wood to hold that up. So that's super cool. And then obviously you've got the block detail is great. I mean, that's really cool. And if you come over here and check out, I mean, he's got the pistons and everything on here on his workbench, and the DeWalt case. So that was super cool. Shop towels, guys. Like, who thought of that detail? Like, I never thought in a million years to make shop towels for my display like that. And but there it is, super cool. Got a big pipe wrench here, got the vise over here, just all really great stuff. And then the weights that he took off, side screens, and then of course the hood, intake exhaust, breather exhaust, and radiator for up front there. Just like I said, a really unique and interesting piece that I would have never thought to do. And when I saw it, had to do it. He also sent a little tool box with a pipe wrench hanging off of it and a wrench up top. And then also, like I said, I think this is like a paint cabinet. That's what it looks like to me anyway. That's what it's gonna be. So at least in my shop. Still haven't decided for sure if it's going on Dogtown Farms or Dogtown Ag, but it's definitely going on one of the two. I'm almost thinking it's gonna go on Dogtown Ag. I think I've got a spot kind of back where my welding and machining area will be. And I think it'll end up going back there by that, is kind of the plan. So that's that. Something else I did, this isn't done yet, got to put another coat on. Nice Steiger sign. That's going to go in the shop as well. That came from Denny on Shapeways. Harvester 850 is who makes those. So if you're interested in some signage, he's got a few of those up. My paint crackled a little bit here on the Steiger. I have a feeling I didn't let the white dry long enough, maybe. I'm not sure yet, but I can probably recoat that, retouch that up with my paint pen, and have that looking good as new. And then really the only custom I've done in quite a long time is this Minneapolis. And this is a kit from J&S Customs, and it looks cool. I like Minneapolis tractors. This is a G1355, and their kit is great. Comes with Chucky rear and front tires, and then it comes with the decals as well, which is super nice. And then you just make it look like you want. Now I think this is an actual puller. I think it's called Extra Butter, I think. I'm not going to call it that. We're going to call it something else. We're going to have it, we'll come up with some decals or something and have it more Dogtown related, I think. But it's pretty cool, I think. And then this truck, I actually had a couple people message me about what I did to this truck. These actually are Hot Wheels trucks. They look identical to that, except for they're blue and have a ton of stickers all over them. So remove all those decals, shot some primer, shot some red paint, and you end up with a pretty cool little puller hauler there. And
you have those anywhere to show? The originals?
Yeah, they're over there somewhere. I do want to do some detail work to this truck, but I was just trying to kind of get it done to make sure I was going to like the way it would look in one, and also make sure it was going to hold the puller that I wanted it to hold, which technically is this guy. You know, because it's red. So, anyway, pretty sweet outfit there. I think that's a fun custom rig in the doghouse. I like that. That's a good idea.
I do like that.
Yeah, my wife likes that too. That might be it. That might be the name of that puller. Here's what these guys look like when you start off. So you can see. I don't know. I paid like $5 for this. I think something like that. Maybe more. Maybe 7. I don't remember. Maybe 10. I don't know. It was more. It was Hot Wheels. It wasn't very expensive. I mean, they're nice from the get-go, and you could 100% just use it bone stock as your puller hauler or tractor hauler or whatever. But I just kind of wanted to paint it up red to kind of go with everything else that we got here on Dogtown. So, what's up, Jay Martin? Yeah, you definitely need to finish that G1355. I remember seeing some pics of that. It was awesome. Yeah, I think it's settled. I think it's in the doghouse is the name of that puller.
Doghouse.
Yep, I think so.
Because that's what you'd be if you made a yellow tractor.
If I got a real puller.
Well, yellow one.
No, yellow. Oh, so you're saying I can get a real puller as long as it's not yellow?
Okay.
Oh, we know that's not going to happen. We don't have time for that sort of thing.
I love it.
I do too. I think that's a really cool name. That's a perfect suggestion for that puller in the doghouse. Any new semis lately? No, I haven't got any new semis lately. I'm kind of. I'm not saying I won't ever get new semis again, but I've kind of got all the semis I need for the display, so I don't really anticipate buying too many more. But you never know. I wouldn't not mind getting another heavy hauler like this guy back here. Actually, I do have some uses for something like that. So we'll see down the road. Maybe I can work out a trade with somebody or something. Then I don't have to drop DCP money on a semi. Are you going to Metropolis? You bet we are. We'll see you there this year again. We will be there. I'm excited. That show was fun last year. Just a nice small show. Had some great tractors outside. Obviously had some really cool farm toys inside. And all that stuff. Need a triaxle, yeah. Home of Superman, that's right. Man of Steel. Ironically, I've never actually been downtown to the Metropolis Superman stuff because we just go to the show. By the time you get done with the show,
Construction too.
well, yeah, last year there was a lot of crazy construction going on. Just got back from Effingham. How was that? So, yeah, we would have loved to have went to Effingham. Also, Penfield was this weekend, which isn't really necessarily a farm toy show, but a really awesome tractor show. But there's farm toys there. Would love to go up to that, but I'm an inside show person, not an outside in the middle of summer show person. So. Yeah, my wife. There's no way she's translucent skinned. That's how fair skinned she is, and just the thought of the sun burns her. So, yeah. So we just can't. We're just not gonna do outside shows unless we just. I don't know. Unless something goes bonkers and whatever. I would have loved to have went over to Penfield though and saw the tractors. Obviously, would have loved to have went to Effingham too, but it was best I stayed home this weekend. I needed the rest for sure. It's been a crazy stretch here. Paint it so it looks like a flag. I don't know if I'm that talented. What truck is that with the box on it? Are you talking about this fella here? So these are the brand new from Spec Cast and B&B Farm Toys. It's a B&B Farm Toys exclusive. Although we will have some at Metropolis to sell as well if anybody's interested. There's 6 colors. There's minty green, I don't know, almost Steiger green. They could have just went a little bit more Steigery on that. I'd have been happy. You got this beautiful red and gold two-tone. There's a white, a black, and maybe just a solid red. Those are at the shop. So we got to remember to grab. I do have a white, yeah. These are excellent, and I think don't quote me on this because I still get the invoice for these. I think they're like $30, so that's actually really solid. If you see my Instagram post on these, they got lit up pretty hard by some of the experts. To be honest with you, those guys know way more about trucks like that than I ever will. And so I definitely appreciate their opinion, and I think they were spot on with some stuff. The gas tank's goofy on this. I think the hood's a little off, things of that nature. But for $30, this is a pretty solid truck, really. I think if we kind of look at it, keeping price in mind. If this were a $60 or $70 truck, I think you'd certainly be somewhat upset at some of the inconsistencies or some of the incorrect things here. But at $30, this is highly customizable. It's a lot of die cast. The bed is plastic, but the rest of this truck's pretty much die cast. So a lot of die cast there. Pretty nice little outfit, I think. Yeah, I keep hearing it seems like Effingham's getting better and better every year, so that'll be cool. Got a 16th Wildcat and a DCP C6. Nice, that's a pretty good haul. What model car with the black roof? Oh, this is a Cuda. That's a Plymouth Cuda. This would be no side gills. This would be a 70. Anyway, they did a nice job on this. This is a green light. You pop it open, you can see the Hemi in there. Beautiful 426. Nothing sounds like a Hemi, I tell you what. The second if you were anywhere near this car, the second that it fired up, you would know that there was a Hemi Cuda in the area. It's kind of a dream car, mine. They're gone, though. There's no way. I am priced out of that market. I think about everybody is at this point. Gotta go and get and pick up a model. All right, Kyle. Is there room to put another axle on the new truck? Absolutely. Plenty of room up under there. If you want to make that a tandem. For sure. So yeah, that's an idea. That could be done fairly easily, I think. So I'm sure maybe you'll be the guy that does it first. Oh yeah, Tad, you definitely know all about the Hemi. What model is that, Alice? It's a D21. Yep. This is this is the National Farm Toy Museum model. Is that right, or is this the Toy Farmer? I don't remember. It may be neither. I can read it. This definitely isn't the National Farm Toy Museum because it has NFMT stamped on it. So, anyway, yeah, Alice Chalmer D21, very nice tractor. My buddy Jim did the custom chrome exhaust on there, and then I wish ERTL would have put a real steering wheel on here. I mean, it'd be so easy to do, and then as chunky as this front end is, they honestly might as well use the front end off of these Authentics. Oh, I guess this isn't the Authentic, but off of the Authentics, and just tuck that up under there. But it's all right. That's neither here nor there. So D21 was a museum tractor. Okay, great. Yeah, sounds good. I knew it was a tractor of sorts from something special over the years. Is that a Pete? Yeah, that's a Peterbilt. I don't know. Somebody will have to help me out with the number on those because again, not a semi guy. If you guys haven't seen the DCP Pete's or any of the DCP trucks, they're excellent. The detail's incredible on them, but you definitely pay for those. But I mean, check out the engine detail there. How awesome is that? Pretty great, really, when you think about it. And then, of course, you got really nice detail there. You even got like some of the drive line up under there. You can see your transmission, transfer case, and all that sort of thing up under there. So this is really cool. Model. This is obviously with the 3 axles, a heavy hauler, and with the big chrome fenders on there. So that's cool. Oh, absolutely. Still been enjoying the reviews. You bet. Maybe a 379. I was thinking a 79, but I wasn't for sure. because I honestly don't know the difference between the 379 and the 389. Being, kind of like not a semi guy, I just know they're cool. I mean, when I see a Pete even on the highway, I'm like, that's cool. That's what a semi should look like. So I was going to, if you guys don't care, I was actually going to put together, probably maybe not all the way. I was going to start putting together this landoll finish all, till all is what that is, not a finish all. Or is it? No, that might be. I don't know. It's a landoll. This something or other. Oh, really? Wow. So I assume they can haul more with the third axle on the truck and the grain trailer up there. See, I don't know that in Illinois you can do that, but maybe you can. I'm not sure. Everybody around here just runs 2-axle trucks and trailers. I would love to see, and I know it'll never happen, I would love to see DCP make a Volvo White, an old school one like we have on the farm, or even a Freightliner like we have on the farm, but I realize that's a long shot. We picked up, our semis come from, we basically get them used from a company called Leaser out of Palmyra, Missouri, and they're usually over-the-road trucks for them, but they take really good care of them, and they kind of somewhat reasonably priced for us to pick up to use on the farm. I mean, we only got 3. We've only ever had 3. I don't think we had the old Chevy truck that I did a video on the toy of a while back, quite a while back now. But anyway, we've had the 2 Volvo Whites forever, and then we've had the Freightliner almost forever. So anyway, I had to pull the ripper shanks off of the paint booth here. White Road Boss, those would be super cool, wouldn't they? Yeah. Hey Colton, how are you? That's all you got in your collection. I understand. Semi trucks are awesome. I mean, I'm 100% down with collecting those. It's just, you got to kind of, if you're me, you got to choose. Do you want a bunch of tractors or a bunch of trucks? And so I chose a bunch of tractors, and we'll do a few trucks for the model farm. I've surely showed this off before. Have I showed off my little 4-wheeler yet? That is a Farm Factor 3D kit. I'm quite fond of it. I think it's super cool. I gotta get a straight pin out and poke a hole in my glue top here. The GM Astro and a Max C. Yeah! I would love to see a Max CH16. Yeah, that'd be cool. Alright, got my thing cleaned up, sorry about that, guys. The tip sometimes gets a little clogged, and you just take your little straight pin, go to town. So, guys who bought a 150th K-Tech. Oh, I gotta see pictures of that, Kyle. Gotta see pictures of that. Printed your own ATV. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see that K-Tech. I do want, years and years and years ago, they did a 150th Case IH, and I believe it was a 450 HD 4-wheel drive. I really want one of those, but I just can't make myself pull the trigger, because obviously I don't collect 150th. But that tractor always looked cool to me. All right, I just filled up my Instaset too. Whoops! Filled it up so much that it is super full. It went everywhere. got to see the semi from Maximum Overdrive and Smoking the Bandit. That's cool. You know what, Tad? There aren't going to be too many of us in this chat that know what Overdrive is, but I know you and I both do because we kind of grew up in the same era there for sure. But that's really cool. And then of course, Smoking the Bandit's a classic. I know a lot of younger guys know what Smoking the Bandit is, and if not, you gotta watch Smoking the Bandit, guys. It's all time classic movie for sure. Burt Reynolds running around in a cool Trans Am. Am I getting the new ERTL pulling tractors? I definitely want to get some of them. Yes, I think they're neat. I want to. I mean, I know it doesn't matter necessarily if I buy them, but I want to support the idea that ERTL has there of kind of branching out a little bit and doing some pullers, and maybe we can start to see other things as well. And then I also kind of want to do a video on them. I did a video on the first set of pullers that ERTL did. I thought they turned out okay. Oh my gosh, an 8V71 straight pipe just made noise, I bet. I mean, just holy cow. If you guys don't know about Detroit diesels, whew, they're something else. I mean, they're awesome. They sound incredible, and you will know a Detroit diesel from a mile away. I guarantee it. There's nothing that sounds like an old Detroit. I have the new case and one New Holland. That's cool. I want Spec Cast to come out with some new pullers too. I kind of have an idea for one that I'm going to pitch to my buddy Brian at B&B Farm Toys. And I don't know. I just don't know the status of pullers, and if B&B particularly interested in doing pullers right now, because I know they've got some projects in the works, so they just may have their hands full. Because what they do is they will come up with some ideas, and then they will go through Spec Cast to get those ideas done. That's how we got the 1/16 scale pulling sleds last year, if you guys remember those. So, yeah, but I've got an idea for a puller, a local puller that I want to do, and I can, I'll see if I can make that happen. But it would be super cool. We'll see. So I ran out of Instaset, and I had some in my sales bundle that we take to shows. And I wasn't going to use that because I don't plan to get another order of BSI glue until closer to fall. And as it turns out, I had to go rob the Instaset out of that, and I just almost forgot how much easier it makes life. I put together one of these a couple weeks ago without Instaset, and it took forever. So, but I mean, look at that. We've already got multiple shanks on here. What made me want to start my farm display? Great question. So at first, I really wanted. I actually had a model train. It was not a fancy layout by any stretch of the imagination, but I always liked trains. We had a train go right by the farm. I would see it all the time. I was a young kid, probably 5 or 6 at the time, and my dad bought me an HO scale model train set. And so what we ended up doing at one point was we made a sheet of plywood 4x8, put a train loop on there, got the train up and running, and all that. Well, then I kind of like, well, I love tractors too. Don't get me wrong. I'd already had a whole slew of tractors at that point. I was carpet farming since probably the day I was born. But it just kind of made sense to me to make fields in that train set. And so of course I didn't have S scale, or I didn't have HO scale tractors, so I just used my 164 scale tractors, and it was pretty cool. And I realized the two scales didn't match, but I really enjoyed it and had a lot of fun with it. But then kind of ultimately, I don't want to say I didn't fall out of love with trains. I still really enjoy trains. and train layouts and things like that. But ultimately, I decided I wanted the farming to be my focus. And probably the first time I saw a farm toy display would have been like maybe the Carlinville, Illinois show. And I'm guessing, I was maybe 10 when I saw it. And, then I wanted to do that. And unfortunately, I had parents that were really supportive because they saw farm toys as a constructive hobby, versus me sitting around playing video games all day or something like that. And so they were supportive. Dad would help me make buildings and things like that when I was younger. And it just kind of grew from there. But yeah, I would say it really started with model trains, and then I needed something to kind of fill in the space, and that ended up being farms. So, how do you like the ERTL skid steer that came out this year? I do like it. I don't know. Did I do a video on that? I may not have done a video on that yet. I guess if I didn't, I oughta. So here's that guy. Beautiful. I think ERTL did a fantastic job on it. It's probably a little bigger than what I need around here, so I'm going to use my Bobcat from Kyle Noonmaker. So if you kind of want one of those, yeah, I know Chris, you're super into trains. I'm a little jealous of that, but I do dream of someday, and I don't know. It may never happen. It may happen soon. You just never know. We'll need to be in a different house before I could do this, but I do dream of doing a nice S-scale layout. And I know the problem with S-scale is engines are hard to come by, and particularly they're not detailed. So I do know that's kind of the problem there. But I would love to do an S-scale layout just to complement the model farm. So rather than just having it going in a loop or something like that, I might do like a grain elevator with a train. I've kind of it's probably a little bit of a silly dream, but the dream layout for me would be something that ran maybe around the wall, and then I could have sidings. There's a town near me named Quincy, Illinois, and there's a small railroad called the Burlington Junction Railroad, and it services ADM, it services Prince Ag Minerals, it services a bunch of other businesses, and most of them are farm related down that siding track. And I would really love to model that, to kind of make that as the prototype, and then have everything sort of farm related, and then also of course have Dogtown on there somewhere. That's like a dream of mine. Now I don't know if we'll ever get there. Who knows? Like I said, I for sure am going to have to live in a different house, but maybe someday we will. And that's all right. It's kind of good to have those. So, does that International have an exhaust? You know what? I don't think it does. No, it does not. It does not. So that's something that we could easily customize, I'd say there. Great questions today, guys, by the way. I love all of them. I mean, that's awesome. It's nice because I don't always know what to do. I don't always know what to say. And I hope I'm just not just rambling aimlessly and boring you guys. So when you guys have awesome questions like that, it kind of lets us do some different things during the live here. So I think my next video is actually on the International trucks. And then I was thinking about if I can work it in later this week before Metropolis, I may do a video on my experience 3D printing so far. So I've been at 3D printing almost 8 years now. In the winter of 2015 is when I got my first 3D printer to start making farm toy parts. So it's been a while, and if I can... I am not an expert. I know that sounds weird. There are a lot of you younger guys that know way more about 3D printing than I do, even if I've been doing it for 7-8 years and you guys have just been doing it for a few years. But what I'm hoping I can do is make a video that I can kind of talk about some of the pitfalls that I've ran into, some of the frustrations that I've run into, and but also some of the successes. And hopefully that means I can help people a little bit along the way, like quicken their 3D printing journey, if you will, or at least that's my goal, because that really is the goal with this channel, is to help this community and give back to this community. It's turned into I sure hope I'm doing that, but I think it's turned into some other things too, and that's fine. I mean, it's obviously turned into a little bit of a business, which was, I'll be honest, completely unexpected when I started doing this, and that's fine. I mean, maybe that's where I end up in the future, is farm toy in full time. That would be a dream too, but you just never know. That's the kind of the awesome thing about the world we live in, is at least where we live at in the world, for the most part, you're free to chase your dreams, no matter how silly they might end up being. But we'll see. But yeah, so I see Kyle says I need to do that 3D printing video. I would love to. I mean, I think that's something. I hope I can get information out to people that is helpful. That's really my goal. That's really all I want. So, I don't know if you're hearing that vibrating or not, but my buddy Colin at Farm Toys for You is blowing up my phone with some pictures. We're working on a couple. I'm buying a couple things from him, and he's sending me some pictures of some things he thinks I might be interested in, which I know I am. He already told me what they are, but it would be cool. Would I open up a farm toys store? That would be so cool. I mean, it really would be. That would be a dream, obviously. But I don't know. What I would really hope to do, what I can kind of envision, I guess, is having a place where I'm working. That's all right, Colin. It just made me laugh. Is having a place where I can have a nice shop, work on farm toys, kind of build them. And yeah, maybe it's not necessarily a store where I expect people to come in all the time and buy and have to make a living by coming into my farm toy store, because I don't know that that's realistic. But it's a place where people could come in and buy things and see what I'm doing, like, just kind of having a nice storefront. But I think more what I would want from that is a nice workshop. And I don't know, like I said, we'll just see how things go down the road. May happen someday, 10 years from now. It may never happen, and that's okay too. I'm just having fun. So, do you think that ERTL will be making more Case IH Steigers in Steiger Green? Gosh, I hope so. I mean, they have the castings where they can do some things, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh, speaking of Anhydrous toolbars, where is that? Oh, this is the mounted one. So, yeah, but I've got a pull type one too. Maybe I might be able to bring that to you. We'll see if I can have that for Metropolis or not. But yeah, there's the mounted one. I know where the pull type is. The pull type's actually out at my office because I was doing a little soldering on it. So, and I don't solder here at the house, so just don't have a really good ventilation here to solder. So these landolls are turning out incredible. They are absolutely fantastic, Kyle. And if you guys don't know, Kyle did the design work for me on these landolls. These are 850, a landall 850, and yeah, they're incredible. They look so good finished up. I've got one which is in my toy show case, so it's take it to the Metropolis next week. And then I've got one that is on Dogtown, and then I was going to make another one here, probably to put in my toy show case to see if somebody else would want one, because I really feel like Metropolis may not be the show for it, but I feel like if when I'm at some of the shows where customs are more of a thing, Dubuque, Lafayette, etc., I think these will be super popular because they look so cool. Yeah, these turned out awesome. These turned out way better than I could have ever made them, so which is why I asked you to do those for me, because you got that talent for sure. I want some prestige level detail on some old Steigers. Agreed. Yeah, this anhydrous bar is brass. Yeah, so it's pretty heavy. Not heavier than styrene. I made some of these out of styrene, and what happened was I kept having trouble with my hinges, kind of busting out, and so I just decided I was going to use some brass and make metal pins. That way, hopefully, I don't have that problem. I don't do a lot of brass building anymore. I never did do a lot of brass building, but um, these anhydrous bars, they're hanging off a tractor, and you want to be able to fold and unfold those, and it seems like I was just having trouble with the plastic on them. What's the price on one of these? Great question. I don't know. I want to say it was in the neighborhood of $40 is what I was trying to sell them for at the last show, which I don't think is too unreasonable. As you can see, they go together pretty quick, and if I were sitting at my workbench and just really focused on knocking one of these out, I could obviously have had that together by now. But hey, Michael, how are you? Oh, we had an awesome time as always. Time Well, one of my all-time favorite shows. Just love it. It's proof that you don't have to have a big show to have a great show, and you guys have a great show. Everybody I talk to loves that show. Everybody that goes just loves it. They love you guys have an awesome selection of old tractors that show up, and then of course all the different farm toy vendors. Yeah, and what's really cool, and a lot of shows aren't like this, especially smaller shows. You have a really good selection, a really good variety of vendors at that show. So you've got a little bit of everything. You've got custom, you've got 16th, you've got 64th, you've got new in the box, you've got older toys, newer toys. There's guys with Hot Wheels. There's farm toys. It's. I think it's a special show. I really do. And we can't wait to do it again. I can guarantee you that. Since ERTL did the Wagners, they need to do some high detail stackers. Yes, agreed. So this is one thing I've been talking about, and at National, I am going to definitely run it by Bill. Not that my opinion has any sway with Bill Walters whatsoever, because it doesn't. And I'm sure they've thought of it. But I would love to see a Prestige Select series of Case IH. So let's do some classic Case IH tractors. Like, how about for the first one, since John Deere went big for their first four-wheel drive. Obviously, the first one was the Combine. What if we did like a Steiger Fatso? So if you guys aren't familiar with that, I don't have one handy. Of course, I don't. So it's the early Steiger. It's the Barn series, but evolved. So bigger cab, things like that, bigger fenders, all that sort of thing. Let's do that. Or even if even if we did like a Steiger Tiger, how awesome would a Tiger be? I mean, it'd just be incredible, right? So high detail, Prestige Select. And these Wagners sold so well, I can't imagine that they're not scheming for the next John Deere. So let's branch out and do some other brands. But oh, some Damascus steel, nice. Oh, is the Fatso might be the 2500 actually. And if I had not been sick forever, I would know that right off the top of my head. But I mean, a Tiger would be incredible, right? Like, how much do you want them to do a Tiger in Prestige Select? I'm deciding to take a display to Dyersville. How would I go about entering? You need to talk to the toy farmer. It'll be in the toy farmer pretty quick. And I tell you what, when they do that, let's see. Actually, I don't know. They should start kind of advertising that pretty quick. And I'll try to put that up on Instagram when I get that information. But yeah, just contact the toy farmer. They'll know the exact person to contact. It's somebody up there with them, but off the top of my head, I don't know. But that would be cool. I'd love to see you bring a display up there. Oh man, a 16 Spirit of 76 would be super cool. You know, they could actually do that too, because they've got most of that casting basically all ready to go. Because I mean, that's essentially the Wildcat casting with some changes. So they could absolutely do a Spirit of 76. Yeah, they need to do that. That'd be such a cool idea. You know, they did the 64 scale Spirit of 76. I thought that was nice. So, yeah, I agree, Todd. That is the downside with this Prestige Select series. Is two things. One, they're going to be expensive because of the amount of detail that's in them. But two, that limited ordering window really is going to hurt the average collector who maybe can't spring for like the $1,000 for the pair that they're going for. They're actually going for more than that at the shows. I saw at one of the shows I was at this summer, I saw a pair without the 1/64th price for $1,400. Now he didn't sell those, so I don't know. And I have mixed feelings on those tractors. In that, part of me says that the price is going to come down, and you'll be able to pick those up less expensive. I mean, you're never going to get them for. I would be shocked if you ever got them for under $450 a pair or $400 a pair, but you know, I'm just going to throw this out there, and there were pairs with everything for $900. Okay, that's good to know. Honestly, at Metropolis, that I'm probably going to be in that 900 to 1,000 range. I have one set left to sell, and that's probably where I'm going to be at. So that's where I was at Evansville, and I sold a set, and then at Timewell, I think that's where I was at, but I didn't sell a set, which was okay. Those tractors are such attention getters. I mean, I took one out of the box, and they will just bring people to your table like crazy. So they're super great attention getters. So I agree, actually, Randy. A customizer special lineup would be awesome, but I don't think ERTL will ever do it because ERTL does not want us customizing their tractors. So, but yeah, I think that would be super cool, actually. But yeah, like I said, I have mixed feelings on those Wagners. I think there may be some buying opportunity after this initial hit. Once they're out on the market and all the people that were just dying to get one have gotten one, there's going to be a few left over, because you got to keep in mind there's like 5,000 of those tractors out there. So it's not super rare necessarily, but John Deere is so popular that 5,000 can be tight as far as as far as a market. So that's kind of the thing. Like, you could never, if you made 5,000 Case IH, whatever. Like, let's say they decided to do a Case IH 4-wheel drive. In that, the 5,000 would be way too many. They would never sell 5,000 of them. And it's not that Case IH is bad or anything like that. Obviously, I'm a Case IH fan, but it's John Deere is so worldwide, so huge, and a name with everybody, whether you're a farmer or not. So their things are collectible outside of the farm toy world, even. So, I think long term the Wagners are a really good buy, because I really do expect them to go up in value, and possibly significantly. But there's always this wave. The farm toy world is a wave with prices. It's like new, and then just after new, and then kind of once everybody's got them, it settles in. Sometimes it settles real low, but that won't be the case with these Wagners. You're not going to see these things fire sailed cheap, I don't think. But then that price starts kind of climbing back up once that's kind of back into the collector market. So I agree. They should have done the 64 scale separately. They should have just done the 64 scale as a prestige, exactly the way they are, pumped out as many of them as they could sell, and call it good. This is true. This is true, Kyle. I'm a fan of literally everything. So, I mean, you can see as seen by my mess here. And again, I'm cleaning up. This is going to get cleaned up later today. But you can here's some red, here's some green, here's some blue. We've got a little silver. There's some more red back here. I mean, orange. I guess that's not red. That's orange. We've got some yellow out here. Yeah, I like them all. It's no secret to anyone. All right, so I think I got all my shanks on this thing. I was just kind of letting those dry really good. Even with the Insta set, it doesn't hurt once you've kind of got everything on there to let that sit a little while. Just let everything get good and hardened up. So next up is these fancy pants. There we go. I knew I had to pair them. Disc gangs. Wow. I don't know why I blanked out on that. Like I said, I'm not thinking so hot here lately. Look at the detail that Kyle put into these when he designed them. I mean, how cool is the hangers and everything? They're just super awesome. Yeah, that's cool. So I want on these, I want the dish out here. Because you got to remember, we're not necessarily, we're disking, but we're not necessarily disking, for depth or whatever. We're just turning over the ground. We're just kind of popping the weeds up. So we don't need a super aggressive disc blade on these. And so that's why, because this is a finishing tool. And so what happens after you've run this 850 over that is you're ready to plant, ideally. So, and the way Kyle engineered this, it's just got grooves for that gang to sit in, like so. Just slide it over just a hair. Up, that's me just being. There we go. Part of that's my steady hand being a problem. I dream of a high 16 scale white. Yeah. Me too. I would absolutely love that. Oh, I have that sitting way too far back. Okay, let me do this up closer to myself. That's what I get for trying to do it out. All stretched out there. There we go. All right, let's apply just a hair more glue. The great thing about this BSI glue is less is more. You really don't need a ton of glue on here to make this stick really well. Just like that. Got it exactly where I want it. I did pop off a shank, but that's super easy to fix. Not a big deal. Didn't break the shank, just popped right off. The 9th in the back. I don't know which one that is. Oh, the 9RX. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's a Prestige. I mean, that's straight out of ERTL. I've done nothing to that tractor. It looks good. The 3-point hitch is a little bulky, maybe. But gosh, I mean, they did a fantastic job on these. The new set of Prestige that they just came out with, John Deere, they absolutely knocked those out of the ballpark. I'm super impressed with them for the price point that they're in and all of that. And I think that just shows us what ERTL is capable of when they really put their mind to it and try to kind of go after it hard. And I'm sure John Deere is behind a lot of that, because John Deere is super in tune with what gets made as far as that goes. So. All right, had to get a sip of Dr. Pepper there. Of course, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. I have cut back significantly, though. Trying to drink a large amount of water. So, just, all that sort of thing. All right. So now I've got, so there, of course, there's a cylinder that goes here. I'm not going to put that on just yet. That won't quite go on today. And then I've got the undercarriage, which also goes on. And it's also not going to go on quite today. Because I've got just a couple things I'm going to do to them, like mount hydraulic hoses and things like that. And in some rare cases, and this being one of them, it is easier to do off of the implement versus on the implement. So anyway, I'm getting my straight pins out, and I wonder where my side cutters ran off to. I may not even brought them over. I was using them earlier. Girlfriend was making you do stuff. Don't you hate that? Do you have any speed disc? I have that Kinsey mocktail. Would I consider 1,150 tractors too many? Nope. Absolutely not. You can never have too many tractors. That is a fact. A verifiable fact. It's one of those things where if you enjoy it, especially this hobby, you're not hurting anybody. So go at it. Just have fun. Knock yourself out. Well, I guess I screwed up because I guess I didn't. Oh, wait, I've got some cutter. I know I got a spare set over here. Somewhere. Ta-da! Sprue cutters are a modeler's best friend. Flush cutters, whatever you want to call them. There's 1,000 different names for them. I'm just doing a test fit here. That's going to look good on there. The trick will be getting it back in there with the tongue. Okay. Ta-da. Something else I've kind of been putting together here lately. Not for a month or two, but before that, it was some of these little scrapers. Did I see a Steiger 105? You did. There you go. If you had to sell your whole collection and only collect a new scale, what scale would you pick? Alongside Sunday talking tractors, you should have Monday criticizing combines. I like that. That's funny. Have I seen a 164th David Brown? I don't know that I have, actually. Yeah, Kinsey mocktail. I got a mocktail here somewhere. Somewhere. So I'm contemplating Kyle's question. I mean, that's tough, man. That's tough. Because I love them all. There's a part of me that says 1/16 scale because of the detail. Because I can, and kind of the fun of building and customizing them. Especially as I'm getting older, my hands aren't working as good, and my eyes definitely don't work. But 1/64 scale because Farm toy displays. I think that's the answer. I think it has to be 1/64 scale. There you go. There's Kinsey Mocktail. And it was brought to my attention that I did a video, and I guess I forgot to upload it, so maybe I can do that later this week. You'd be broke, but you'd have cool. Yeah, those 148 from CCM. Holy cow. Those are special, that's for sure. And they are specially priced too, as you alluded to there. But yeah, they're incredible. We always see the guy, and I can't think of his name, at the Evansville show that sells those. He's just got like 4 tables full of them, and they are just on a different level of awesome. I'm a little surprised there isn't a farm toy maker that does that same level. Boy, I am struggling to put this on. Hands are shaking a little bit. I guess that's what happens as you get a little older. But yeah, and as I was getting ready to say, I'm surprised there isn't a farm toy maker that does that extreme level of detail in that kind of high price point, but there's not. So the ERTL Precision series was close, obviously, but I think as the Precision series went on, they got a little less precision, unfortunately. Because that first classic series, those were really, truly fantastically done tractors. And not that some of the newer ones that they've done aren't great, but I don't think they were at the level of quality that first series was. Ooh, why am I having such a tough time here? Need a third hand. Uh-oh, just dropped that guy. Where'd he go? You have to cut another pin. Well, be darn. Well, that'll turn up one of these days. I'll be playing with tractors and I'll find that pin. Here's the problem, is the other one's set, so it's going to make it a little harder to measure this one. Where did I get the speed disc? I got it at Lafayette at the Farm Toy Show. Spec Cast makes these. You can get them still, and they're pretty straightforward. A little pricey, but they're worth it. There's a ton of detail here. There's a lot of tooling here, so that's why they're pricey. But there's a lot of die cast too, quite frankly. But yeah, they're sweet. They're a nice outfit. Nice job on those for sure by Spec Cast. Would love to see a bigger size of those. It's alright, I'm not going to be begging. Beggars can't be choosy, whatever. 1/16 John Deere. So it really depends on what you like, what era of tractors you like. You know, there are some great, relatively inexpensive John Deere as far as like, especially if you like the Sound Guard series or the muscle tractors, 5010s, 4000 series, things like that. You can get the Precision 4020s, 4000s, and things like that for a hair over $100 these days, maybe like 125 or so. I think, especially if you like the 4020 or the 4000 or something along those lines, I think those are some of the best tractors you can buy as far as detail and all that goes. So I think that's something to, you know, if I were going to get a 16th John Deere just starting off and didn't have like precision engineering money, didn't have like, you know, 4-wheel drive, high detail money, I'd probably start off with that 4020 or something along those lines in the original Precision series, which, like I said, can be had reasonably well priced right now. Have you ever thought about taking one of those ERTL pickup trucks and making a real cab for it? Yeah, I have. Because, boy, that would look really good with some real cab glass on an interior, wouldn't it? Everett has a serious question. Uh-oh. Does anyone out there make a 1/64 two-wheel drive Deere 7800? Yes, 7800s exist. They haven't made those for quite a while. but they exist for sure. So, as far as customizing one, probably best to do it yourself. Although somebody like Dave Holman may be able to have, or may have a custom one actually, but he can probably do one for you. So something like that. But yeah, they exist for sure, and they're not very expensive if you run across the 7800. Would it be weird if I put a Cummins in a GMC Sonoma? I mean, it'd be cool. Weird, maybe, but cool, definitely. Often weird is cool, so. Hey, what's up, Javen? You gonna make it to Metropolis next weekend? All right, that's looking good. And more importantly, even after gluing, the hitch still moves up and down. Yeah. Ooh, 5:06 already. I've been at this an hour already. Time flies when you're having fun, and I am having fun today, guys. Appreciate it. So I did, I'm going to go grab a couple other things, car related. I just actually picked up a couple cars. At some point, there will be a small, and I mean really small, like maybe once a year car component to Dogtown. Once I actually get Dogtown up and going and can do, the journal, the Model Farm Journal or whatever, and kind of do weekly updates on Dogtown. There will be a small car component. Now, like I said, not a big one, but there'll be something. I'll swing up for a couple hours one day. Awesome. Cool. Looking forward to seeing you. Oh, ranked with the 7800. 7800s are great tractors. I mean, I think the 7800 and particularly the 7810 are kind of universally heralded as one of John Deere's better tractors ever made, like one of the great John Deere's. So, yeah, I could see that. Now, there is definitely 16 scale 7800s out there, but like I said, you can definitely get a 64 scale 7800. I don't know, eBay, if you don't get out to farm toy shows, eBay may be your best bet there. But they exist, for sure. So, cars. And like I said, this isn't going to turn into a car channel, I promise. But I just picked up a handful of cars for, like I said, this future thing that we're working on. And the really cool thing about Hot Wheels cars is they're silly cheap, so that's what's great about that. So I've got a little Honda Civic there, SI. I think that's nice. Other than the wheels, and I may try to make some wheels for all of these cars actually. That kind of look more realistic and look less Hot Wheels, if that makes any sense. But anyway, little Civic, Viper. This is one of my dream cars. For sure. Actually, it's probably, like, if I had to pick one dream car, it's either this or the Cuda, but it's probably this. Anyway, Viper, and then we've got a Roadrunner, Meep Meep. If you guys, if you're familiar with the Roadrunner cartoon, I mean, there's the car that, and then it's a neat story about how they came up with the horn and all that sort of thing, and you guys you'll have to research that. Pontiac GTO. This GTO has drag bars on it. It's kind of neat, but the wheels look terrible, so gonna have to do something different with those. But I can come up with some, like, maybe American Racing wheels or something like that. 3D print those. I don't know. We'll see. But that, and then speaking of Mopar, my buddy Tad, if he's still here, got a cool charger. Not quite as cool as his awesome charger, but it's pretty cool, pretty neat. Hood opens up and all that stuff on it, and then got a little truck with a salt spreader on the back, so I thought that was really cool. So we'll definitely, what model is this? This is probably like a 15 Ram, right? I'm thinking this is a 15 2015 1500 probably is my guess. I don't know if the hood opens on this or not. It looks like it would, but it doesn't feel like it would. Anyway, so this guy, we may stick a little plow on the front of him and then maybe put like a Dogtown Farms, maybe the plow truck for the wintertime. We'll see. When I put Hot Wheels on my farm toy display, absolutely, yeah, for sure. I will have some in the background, kind of going down the highways, things like that. Part of the reason I've got a variety is so that I don't have the same cars over and over again going by, but also because, like I said, I'm going to have a little bit of a car component, like a car show component to Dogtown someday. So we'll see. But yeah, there will for sure be Hot Wheels on the display. I don't intend to collect a whole bunch of Hot Wheels. In fact, this is probably too many, and I have about a dozen others that are all Mopar. But they're neat. There's nothing wrong with liking cars and trucks and farm toys both. In fact, I think it's great to do that. Nope, not weird at all for doing that. No way. Yeah, no way. Cars are cool. I'm a car guy as much as I'm a tractor guy, for sure. It's just, I think my roots are a little bit more in tractors. And so, plus, I don't know, there's a strong Hot Wheel market out there, but there's a custom Hot Wheel market, but it's not like in the farm toy world, for sure. See, I wondered, I felt like, okay, so I actually obviously picked this up used. I felt like that mounted a plow at one point, right? Like it sure feels like it. But so yeah, maybe there was supposed to be a plow here. That doesn't. I paid $1 for it, so I'm not. It was a flea market find, so I'm not worried about it. All these cars, I think the most I paid, I think for the Roadrunner, I think I paid $3 for it. So not complaining. Oh, I am intrigued. I have something for Dogtown for you. I am intrigued. What's your opinion on the Ford RS200? Love them, particularly in Forza. But yeah, I think they're cool. The Ram originally came with a plow. Well, I'll be darned. I got gypped. Well, that's all right. It's a green light. Yeah, it is a green light. Right? Yep, it's a green light. Yeah, so okay, that should have had a plow under it. Well, darn. Anyway, I'll come up with something so I can plow snow with it. I do too. Like flea market finds are my favorite because you just never know. And I don't go to a lot of flea markets, but I've definitely been known to go to flea markets, and it's just fun because who knows what you're gonna find. So yeah, I absolutely love it. The thrill of the hunt. So, and I mean, like I said, these cars are like $1 a piece. So, I'm not too concerned about spending like $8 on cars. Yeah, I know those flea marketers stole my plow. Oh, the horror. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to gather stuff. I mean, like these. These need to go with me to Metropolis. Trying to get stuff that I know needs to go to the show this upcoming weekend. We actually didn't even unload from Timewell because Metropolis was coming right up, a couple weeks later, and what I don't know. It seems like we had something in between Timewell and Metro. I don't know, but so I've got to kind of in my head figure out what I'm depleted on and get those in the bins to go to Metropolis. Metropolis is a really fun show. Not a particularly strong sales show for us. I'll just be 100% honest. But it's fun, and I enjoy it. It's a nice little weekend away for me and my wife, and of course we get to spend time with just the wonderful people in the farm tour world. I get to see guys like Javen and Tad. The guys that I may only get to see once or twice a year. So it's awesome. That's one of those places where I get to run into them. The other dealers there, the Angottis will be there. Kevin Tolka will be there. There's a handful of others. So just a really great group of people at that show. And so that's one of the really great things. But like I said, we sell enough to make it worth going, obviously. But it's not like it's not a Lafayette for us, and it's really probably our I don't want to say worst is not the word I want to use because it's not a bad show. It's our least sales show, I would say. So when's the show? Next weekend, Friday and Saturday, and not on Sunday, which is kind of nice actually. Because it's so far away, it's nice not to have to pack up on Sunday and drive 4 hours. I don't care if a show's on Sunday and I have to drive an hour or two, but those 4 hour shows on a Sunday, whoo, those are rough. But yeah, it's Metropolis, Illinois, so way down south, about as far south as you can go almost. So, do I have any of the S70 kits? I have 2 kits left, so I probably ought to get some more of those from you before too long. Certainly before the fall show season heats up, if you don't mind. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a drive for you there, Kyle. I mean, gosh, I don't know. It's 4 hours from me, so I'm thinking that's got to be a 6 or 8 hour drive from you, probably, possibly more. I don't know. I mean, it's on the Ohio River, so it's south. Like I said, it's a fun show. It's a small show though. Yeah, if you want to print up some, I don't care however many you want to print, but if you want to print up some and put them together for me. That'd be great, Kyle. I'll definitely take some more kits from you because people love them. I love them. They're great. The Home of Superman. Yep. Yeah, I was just saying earlier we haven't actually ever visited the Superman statue yet downtown. We got to do that this weekend. But we've been to the show, but we're always busy at the show. The show gets done at dark both nights, pretty much. So. We're always kind of busy. Oh, I hope you get to Everett. That's a fun show. 5 hours to Quincy. So you're pretty much 5 hours to me then, because we're like 40 minutes from Quincy, but it's probably you coming from the Chicagoland area would probably take a slightly different route to Quincy or than you would to us, but it's probably the same distance. Yeah, we definitely got to do that. We wanted to last year, but we just didn't have time. Marion, I agree. Marion would be a great place. Did you go to the Mount Vernon show by any chance, Tad? They just had it. I don't know. Was that this weekend? It might have been this weekend, actually. I think it was the first year they were having it. Oh, the fair is happening where the farm toy show is happening next year in Lafayette. Interesting. Yeah, I'm really excited and nervous about the move. Moving the show can be tricky, but the hotel that they were in was just full. I mean, just packed. And so to have a new venue with more room and all that sort of thing, it's incredible. So I'm excited for those guys, for Cameron and Jordan to kind of start a new chapter in the Lafayette show. They've done an incredible job of growing that show. So, oh, that's right, you did. I saw your first place, and congratulations on that, by the way. Yeah, that was awesome. Absolutely, Kyle. 100%. We should do that. Yeah, we're definitely down for going out to dinner with you guys. There's a lot of good places to eat in Bloomington, so yeah, we can. If you guys have time, definitely let's do that. Oh, I'd love to see that. Yeah, Randy, I would love that. That would be fantastic. Hey, Wyatt, I am Wyatt and Huck in Easton. I am doing great. Having a really nice Sunday here, hanging out, talking tractors with you guys. Oh, I got like 10 minutes, and then I got to go, guys. I apologize, but I got to get back on some things and. Well, quite frankly, got to eat dinner here pretty quick. I'm a growing boy. yeah, I'm excited for the Bloomington show again. We had a nice show up there. It's kind of, being Thanksgiving weekend. I don't know. It's I don't want to say odd or weird, but it was kind of odd being at a show, but it's fun. I mean, Barry and Brian that put on that show are like the greatest guys in the world. They're just the nicest people, and we're super excited to get to go again, and hopefully we can sell the living daylights out of toys this year up there. Awesome. Yeah, I hope you get a chance to do some of that, Randy. That'd be awesome. And good luck with the judging. I'm sure you'll do great. I don't know. Any other questions, guys? With 9 minutes to go or so. I definitely appreciate y'all coming out and chatting tonight. Been a lot of fun. Yeah, all right. I gotta figure out. I mean, how cool is this thing, really? I mean, I know I'm a Steiger guy, so I'm a little biased, but I mean, come on, that's super cool. Yeah, that's just one more tractor closer to my goal of having one of every Steiger model ever made. And what's great is I didn't have to build that, so. Because I really thought I was going to have to. I thought that was the only way I was going to get one of those, is if I built it myself, but didn't have to. So this is real Steiger green, by the way. This is, I'm not sure what Scott's using, but it looks good, but it's not quite Steiger green. Steiger green, not quite Steiger green. But it works. Like, if you take real Steiger green away, you'll never know. Spec Cast, old gleaners like L's. Oh, yeah. Would love a gleaner L. I'm sure I do. I can dig some out for you, Everett. I'm sure I do. Absolutely, will do, Kyle. For sure. Like I said, I'm going to try to make that, and I'll have to do some editing and things like that. That won't be just a straight out of the camera video, but I'm going to try to make that in the next week or so, maybe even this week if everything gets lucky. Unfortunately, I'm kind of running out of daylight to shoot video of my 3D printers. I've got lights, but I also have them by the window, so the natural light is way better, but we'll see. I agree. ERTL should do that. That would be fantastic. It's hard to get Steiger green paint right now, by the way. It's really hard to get Steiger green paint right now. It's kind of concerning. But I'll come up with it. If I have to have a special mix, I will. But yeah, it's my normal source has dried up. So, and they can't get they tried changing suppliers and some other things. They still can't get it. So it's kind of a little scary, actually. Oh, let's see, what else am I working on here? Got some 16th projects going on. I've been painting. These are going to go on an 806. Got front and rears. I have not painted the fronts yet. I did paint the inserts, though, for the fronts. So those are on the to finish painting list today. Here are the inserts for those fronts. So they'll look nice. These, so again, not painted this side yet. This side's painted. These are going on a 666 International. So that'll be interesting. And then I got one more of the small tires for the 666 left over. And I've got rail kits to put the new, these are K&S steps, or I wanted to say M&W steps. I think they're K&S steps, though. Came from Chucky. And those are going on the 806, and then I have a 1466 that those are going on. So, and then I've got straight pipes, straight chrome pipes for them, so they're gonna look pretty sweet. Can I show us our farm right now? I can show you. Let me look. Let me make sure that there's nothing I can't show. Show you Dogtown Ag, which is this nightmare right now, this mess. Well, like I said, it's cleaning day, so we're gonna get everything sorted out today, and then we'll be ready to start working on this. But as you guys know, I do some building, and I also occasionally get some prototypes for filming, and I can't necessarily show those, unfortunately. So I apologize, not trying to be silly or snarky or anything like that with that, but it's just I don't want to I don't want to have people not let me build for them for nationals, and I don't want to have any of the companies not send me stuff to do videos on because I showed something I wasn't supposed to. So anyway, do you have an old Bobcat skid steer? Well, let me just show you my Bobcat from Kyle. So, Kyle Noonmaker makes these kits. Noonmaker Manufacturing. Check him out. His YouTube is Punky KN's Animation, and they're awesome. These are super cool. I did not make that shed. I got a shed from Pierce Johnson, actually. And I agree, it's huge. But I wanted something big for Dogtown Ag here, which will make more sense when the storyline happens. You can ask away. More than happy. I got about 2 minutes. So yeah, ask away, and then I've got to get going, guys. So these go over on the John Deere shelf, which is on the other side of the room. So that's pretty quick. And I probably ought to take the IH. Did I show you guys this IH with my brand spanking new rear end on it that I 3D printed, high detail rear end? You know, John Deere gets these nice high detail rear ends. It's time Case IH gets them too. So I drew up and printed that out. I think it's going to be cool. I'm excited. I have not yet put a quick on skid steer. All right. Have again, good luck at the judging. I really appreciate it. Hope you do awesome. You'll do great. I guess I should probably. I dug this out of one of the parts bins I was cleaning out. You can see this is an older build. This is all styrene build. Even these, that's all styrene. So that's quite the that was quite the build back then. I'm gonna finish that out. I'll probably sell it. Yep. See you next weekend, Tad. Really appreciate it. Oh, my internet's not happy all of a sudden. That's weird. All right, Kyle. Thanks. Appreciate it. Good talking to you as always. When will you have a sale on your website? We might do something like towards the end of summer, like a back to school sale, something like that. I haven't been adding too much new stuff to the website here recently, just because I haven't felt that great for a little while, but I feel like I'm getting past that. So hopefully I can get back and give the website the attention it needs. Oh, we'll go ride four-wheelers. Have fun, be safe. Always a good time riding four-wheelers. Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Yeah, I hope people enjoy them. It's just something fun to do on a Sunday, and yeah, I appreciate the well wishes for next weekend. It'll be fun no matter what. So that's all that matters to me. All right, guys, I guess better head out. It's that time. But as always, thank you so much for stopping and hanging out and talking. Just always a great time. Check us out on all the social media. We're For the Love of Tractors pretty much everywhere. Come out to the Metropolis, Illinois show next weekend. It's another small, fun little show. Website is fortheloveoftractors.com. Check it out. Anyway, guys, have yourselves an awesome day. Happy tractor hunting.